What's up, guys? So, putting together a little technique tidbit Tuesday. This is a few of the drills if you're working at home this week with the Olympic lifting. Tuesday is centered around the snatch. So all you need is a piece of PVC or a broom handle or a stick or even like a belt if you wanted to. Really trying to eliminate any barriers to entry here and still take something away. So kind of like we did the last few weeks, if you have access to some chalk, a few of the drills we're going to do are going to be centered around your footwork. So you want to trace the outline of your feet for your setup position, which has your feet underneath your hips, kind of like where you'd be jumping, and then your receiving or squatting position, which is a little bit wider and has your feet set up where you'd be comfortable squatting, especially with an overhead squat. So I've drawn those back here. Before we get into like the meat and potatoes of the drill here, we're going to start with a couple of the warm-up pieces, so make sure that you've completed just the standard 10-minute warm-up for the week, just so everything's feeling good. But the first kind of snatch PVC-specific drill are going to be some squatting PVC dislocates. So everyone's familiar with the dislocates that we do. The idea here is I just want you 10 reps one time, just steadily going up and down with a squatting motion, and as you're doing it, I just want you to knock out some overhead squats. They don't have to be like one squat per dislocate here. I think I said overhead squat. But essentially, we're squatting up and down, and as you're doing that, we're still kind of passing the pipe back and forth. So hopefully you'll hit various points in the squat with the shoulders in different positions. Maybe at the very bottom, you get like a full repetition. But just steadily squatting up and down, and challenging your shoulders through its full range of motion, or their full range of motion, as you're squatting. It's a little bit fatiguing on the legs, but it's only 10 repetitions, so give it some good attention, some good focus. Up and down, 10 total squats, and then as many dislocates as is required to do all 10 squats. You'll probably get between 1 and 3 dislocates per squat. Just let it go, let it happen. If it feels good, you can progressively bring your hands a little bit narrower. Trying one of these disposable masks today. It moves around a lot more than the one I have from Target, so I think I'm going back to the other one. Nice little promo drop there. Okay, so second drill in that warm-up is similar. We're just going to do some snatch pressing. So it's just pressing up and down. Same thing, you're going to squat as you do it. So we're not really looking to make any sort of crazy change of direction or jerking motions. It's just kind of taking the shoulders through the full press in a snatch position and then hitting various points of the squat as we're doing it. Just trying to keep both movements very steady, no gaps in the control. And again, 10 full steady squats and as many presses as is required to go through those 10 squats. Again, it'll be challenging on the legs, but we'll start to open up the hips and just give you some good idea of like the control element of getting into that press or snatch position as you're squatting. So just, something different for warming up the shoulders and the hips. The main course for our at-home PVC snatch workout is the 3-position snatch. So this workout will be plenty challenging with a piece of PVC. If you want to, get a light bar or an empty bar, it would be even more challenging with some load. But we're going to go from the top down on these 3 positions, and each one of them we're going to try to catch in a squat. So there are a lot of pieces to this puzzle that you can focus on. I think the part for you, or for me if I were to jump into it, is I want each of the reps to be as accurate as I can be with the foot position here. So each time you complete a snatch, go down or look down to see how things are looking down on the floor. And if you want to, maybe video a few rounds at a time and then go back and review them and see if you can make adjustments as you go. But the 3-position snatch is as follows. We're going to go 1 snatch from a very high hanging position. So if you were to see it from the side, I just have a little bit of a knee bend, just enough to get some upward momentum onto the bar, and I'll drop into a full squat. The next one will be from a hang just above the knees, same thing, go for the full snatch. And then the third one will be a standard snatch as if we were pulling from the floor with a barbell and weights, go through the full motion. And the reason we do a drill like this, especially from the top working our way down, is it emphasizes getting all the extension through your hips as you get ready to pull from the floor. So coming from the ground is a very powerful move, but it's also pretty complex. So we want to reinforce to the body that here's where we want to get on the snatch with this extended body position before we drop underneath it. So a lot of talking, let's start moving. So the first move, I like to start with everything locked out. So lock my legs, squeeze my butt, and stand tall. And my arms are just kind of like straps hanging here. I'm going to kind of bend the knees just a little bit. And the idea is I want to explode like I'm pulling on the bar, like a heavy bar, and then I'm going to drop into an overhead squat position. And check out my feet. Went a little bit wide, so it'll be a good thing to note for the next rounds. Next up, stand tall. I'll get set right above the knees. Check the feet. Stand tall. Then we'll reset down at the shins. And that will be one set. A high hang, a standard hang, and then from the shins. And just trying to have the best snatch technique you can with the PVC, or like I said, if you have an empty bar, going from there. But paying attention to the quality of your landings and how and where your feet are hitting. So almost on all of mine, my feet went a little bit wider than I had drawn. So either the squat position I picked in the beginning was just ambitious. It wasn't like really a good example of how I could do an overhead squat. Or I'm just not confident catching in that aggressive position yet, and I need to work on it. So I'm going to opt to think about pushing the envelope on actually catching in this position. So as I go through the remainder of the workout, I want to really try and bring my feet in to mirror that position that I had set up. So the next round, we would do it again. Get everything locked out. Little hang. Better, but not quite there. Reset. This one will come from the knees. Getting better. Not bad. And it also gives you an idea. Are you jumping forward? Are you jumping back when you have this setup here on the floor? So a lot of pieces to take away from this. I have it set to go every 90 seconds. Make it through 3 of these squat snatches. Gives you enough time to recover and really pour some focus into it. I know it's only PVC, so it's not heavy, but you can still work the speed and the accuracy element pretty well there. So give it a shot, enjoy it, and go all in if you're going for it. There's one piece at the end of the workout that doesn't involve the PVC, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so make sure to get the full workout in to take the most away from it. Happy Monday.